Octagon returns to Hamburg. A new ruler will seize the vacant bantamweight throne. Brazilian warrior Hannibal Igor Severino caused shockwaves after scoring a dominant victory over Mågård. He'll be put to the test by European champion and renowned finisher Khurshed Kakhorov. 2 elite fighters, 1 cage. Christian Eckerlin, the man who built the domestic scene, returns to the cage. After 2 consecutive losses, he's under huge pressure. He changed his preparation and will return to Hamburg fully determined to silence all those who doubt him. However, he'll have to overcome the mighty Matouš Kohout. The elite striker feels like he has the chance of a lifetime. A battle between 2 undefeated talents. Raul Lembaranski stormed into Octagon like a hurricane. He scored a win over the highly experienced Zaraeus, and with a score of 8-0, he's more than ready to claim his shot at the title. But the mighty gorilla is standing in his way. 2-time amateur world champion Ali Gunduz has finished 5 of his 6 fights before the limit. Domestic star Dennis Ilbai returns to the cage. Things have not been easy for El Pistolero recently, but now he wants to draw a line under those unfortunate defeats. However, a ferocious shootout awaits him in the cage when he takes on a fired-up Polish warrior. Adrian Hamerski is always out for blood, having finished 5 of his 6 fights by knockout. This duel could be over very quickly. The war of the heavyweights. German Viking Ruben Wolf returns to the cage after a 2-year hiatus. Inside the cage, he'll face off against Olatubi Kalajai, a former kickboxer who never backs down. He's defeated 8 opponents with devastating knockouts. Matador Marek Bartel will enter his 17th duel inside the Octagon cage. The executioner of German fighters returns to the welterweight division to score another big win. He'll welcome the champion of a domestic organization by the name of Tyrone Pfeiffer into the Octagon cage. A talented young guy who's heading towards the top tier of the division. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 85, Severino versus Kakhorov. Purchase the pay-per-view and be transported to the front row seat for the entire tournament on octagon.tv. He returns to the place where the support of his fans never falters.
King of Germany! Eckerlin!
His challenger will be the unpredictable Octagon Underground winner and European Thai boxing champion.
Mighty Rooster! Go!
Be there, Octagon 85. On March 7th, Barclays Arena, Hamburg. Tickets on sale now at octagontickets.de.
Not many people realize what it means to be an icon. It asks for more than a single person can handle. It means pressure, direction, dedication, and hard work.
Christian ist der größte Star im MMA in Deutschland, ohne jede Frage.
Christian ist in eine Rolle gewachsen, dass er dieses MMA Deutschland verkörpert.
Ich kann nicht sagen, wie krass diese Pressure auf ihn sein muss, dieser Druck.
Ich bin noch nicht am Ende mit meiner Karriere. Und das will ich den Leuten zeigen, dass ich wieder da bin.
Als ich dieses Matchup gehört habe, dachte ich schon wieder, oh, wieder ein harter Gegner.
Eckerlin has everything to lose.
It's a tough fight for Eckerlin to take on free-to-air TV again.
Eckerlin Kohout je brutální riziko.
Matouš, Mighty Rooster! Go!
Je to pro mě ten moment, že jsem ve správný čas na správném místě a musím to využít.
Oh, that's a big shot.
Bestimmt hätte ich einen leichteren Kampf nehmen können. Aber was bringt mir das am Ende? Mir bringt das nichts. Ich bin bereit für alles.
Oh, to byla tvrdá přední.
Počítá s tím, že to pro něj bude jednoduchý, ale nebude.
How do you feel? I feel. I very feel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we can start.
Yes.
How do you feel right now in this phase of your career?
Ich hatte schon mal in der Vergangenheit 2 Niederlagen in Folge. Ich bin in eine Komfortzone gegangen wo ich gesagt habe, okay, hier fühle ich mich wohl. Aber nein, das ist der Fehler gewesen. Ich weiß es, dass ich ein anderes Training brauche, wie ich es jetzt zum Beispiel im MMA-Spirit brauche.
Ja, Kinn runter, ne? Genau. Er ist einfach, er hat ja keine Zweifel. Er zweifelt ja nicht an sich selber, sondern er war einfach in einer Komfortzone drin und da wollte der raus. Ich versuche wirklich, den Christian noch mal dahin zu bringen, wo er mal war.
Habe viele Sachen umgestellt und komme dennoch stärker zurück.
Tatsächlich ist es so, es gibt bestimmte Athleten, die haben einfach diesen It-Faktor.
Myslím, že není nikdo takový, jako je Cristiano.
If people ever question that Christian Eckerlin is the biggest star, look at the walkouts. Look at the tickets he sells for each show.
And we have 60,000 people here.
Look at the fan base he has in this sport like no one else.
Christian ist der größte Star im MMA in Deutschland, ohne jede Frage.
Und Christian ist einfach irgendwann in eine Rolle gewachsen, dass er einfach dieses MMA Deutschland verkörpert.
King of Germany, Christian
Nach dem Kampf Jungwirth kam dann so, okay, was kommt als nächstes? Die Motivation war immer da, ins Training zu gehen. Aber trotzdem waren immer viele da, die auf meine Schulter geklopft haben und gesagt, super Christian, super Christian. Aber dabei war es nicht super. Ich war nur in meiner Komfortzone, nur Spirit, mit denselben Leuten trainiert. Das hat mich nicht aufs nächste Level gebracht.
Walking into enemy territory is the Prince of Bratislava, Robo Pukac.
Ich einfach nicht bereit war, zu kämpfen.
That's some star power, right?
Im Kampf selber dann habe ich gemerkt, boah, ich bin gar nicht da.
Oh, nice left. That's a solid left.
Das Feuer hat nicht gebrannt, wie es normalerweise ist, wenn ich reingehe. Ich habe Bock, in den Käfig zu gehen, um zu kämpfen, aber das war nicht da.
Can the Prince dethrone the King here in Hamburg? He's done it!
War einfach dann so die Leere da.
Die Niederlage hat natürlich sehr wehgetan, aber dadurch, dass Christian ein Kämpfer ist, wollte er so schnell wie möglich zurück.
Christian Eckerlin looking to resurrect his career after that loss in Hamburg.
Also RTL free, maybe 3-4 million people will be watching him.
Der Khurshed-Kampf war dann so für mich, hey, ich muss kämpfen. Ich muss jetzt das klarstellen, ich will das glatt bügeln. Und dann gehst du da rein, aber dann kam wieder das Feuer nicht. Und dann denkst du, boah, scheiße, schon wieder. Was ist los? Dann gehst du da rein und dann passiert dasselbe wieder.
Khurshed coming out hard and heavy.
Ich war überpaced, meine Arme waren zu, alles zu, ich konnte mich nicht mehr bewegen.
Good timing on that.
He's jumped on the neck. Oh, this is huge.
Und dann habe ich gemerkt, ey, ich kann mich nicht mehr bewegen, ich habe keine Kraft, es funktioniert einfach nicht.
Oh, this is a big moment here for Khurshed. He might call it. He might call it. Khurshed here looking to dethrone the King. He's gonna call it.
Was ist der ausschlaggebende Punkt, dass man in einen Kampf geht, obwohl man eigentlich gar keinen Bock hat zu kämpfen, in dem Moment? Das musste ich mit mir selber ausdiskutieren oder wie man es auch nennt. Und das habe ich gemacht.
Co se ty máš rád taky, nebo ne?
Já mám hled od rána, co stanu, tak
já mám jídlo teda první. Jsme na lunchi Nevada a děláme si nějaký stejky, pak si půjdeme zajezdit na koně.
Matouš přišel a vlastně viděl koně jenom na obrázku, takže postupně ho s tím seznamujeme.
Mně by se jako líbilo mít takovýhle jako ranč. Si třeba ten sen splním po té zápasnické kariéře. Byl bych takový vémola, ale s dobytkem. Ono je takových víc cest, který mě vedly k těm bojovým sportům. Jedna je to, že jsem měl staršího bráchu, od kterého jsem dostával prostě čučku denně. On mě topil třeba v moři a podobně. Takže jsem nechtěl vlastně, aby se to opakovalo. Šel jsem jeden trénink, druhý, třetí a už se to nabalovalo. Pak to bylo, že jsem chtěl zkusit jeden zápas. Zkusil jsem jeden, vyhrál jsem druhý, třetí. Byl jsem najednou mistr republiky, Evropy a neodmyslitelně k tomu patří jako underground vlastně vítěz.
Viděl jsem, že je hodně tvrdý, neuhne před žádnou výzvou a že prostě mu nevadí schytat nějakou ránu a rád je rozdává. No.
Začátek té MMA kariéry byl jako těžký, protože já jsem vlastně vždycky jako chtěl ty výzvy.
Musím říct, že Matoušův styl se vyvíjel, řeknu, takovou hurá metodou. Se to snažil učit prostě za pochodu.
Jsem bojovník, který jako tlačí ty soupeře a snaží se jim dotit tu hru. A tou hrou je ten thajský box.
Oh, but those elbows again, those key weapons coming into play, that Muay Thai background.
Kohout je strašně silný na pletivu. Má vynikající lokty. Strašně nebezpečný. Je to komplexní balíček problémů.
Jsem šel s tím Štolcem vlastně a to byla přesně výzva. Bývalý zápasník UFC, tak jsem si s ním chtěl jako změřit ty síly, věřil jsem si na něj.
Stolze is a real magnificent striker and fantastic to watch.
Oh, jump knee! Oh my goodness! Stolze with the statement finish! Jump knee and followed it up!
Tam jsem dostal vlastně knockout asi během minuty a půl. A říkal si, že dobrý, tak podařilo se mu to. Šel jsem do druhého zápasu, ale už normálně všadně jsem jako věděl, že říkám, to nebude dobrý. A měl jsem v sobě jako strach z toho, jako, jak to dopadne. Jsou věci, které v člověku jsou, ale nevidíme. Vlastně i třeba já věřím na nějaký ty věci, jako skrz ty holotropní látky. Takže jsem taky jako na něčem takovém byl a tohle je ta cesta, jak rozbít některé tyhle ty své strachy. Což si myslím, že přesně byla odseknout ten blok z toho kolene od Štolceho. My jsme měli jako v rodině třeba rakovinu a jsem tam zemřel a přesně ta babička a řekl mi to vlastně jako, že buď v pohodě, že tady sáma bude, takže já jsem tam vlastně i dceru jsem tam viděl a zjevilo se mi tam, že jsem prostě bojovník a že se tomu mám věnovat. Takže jako bylo to silný pro mě, no.
Jetzt gerade wurde verkündet, Eckerlin trifft am 7. März auf Matouš Kohout.
Denkst du, Eckerlin hat eine Chance gegen Kohout? Ja, auf jeden Fall.
I'm going for the Eckerlin by point.
Celá hala, celá krajina bude stát za králem Německa.
Což si myslím, že bude velký zklamání pro všechny Němce a vidíme, co s Eckerlinem bude dál po 3 prohrách, no.
Jako v mých očích je favorit Kohout, že je tvrdší, takže za mě Kohout a myslím si, že by tam mohlo být ukončení i v postoji. Eckerlin tam má 2 prehry, takže trošku víc Kohout.
It's a tough fight for Eckerlin to take on free-to-air TV again.
Mesiac ho jeho vlastný manažer Nils prehováral, aby si vzal ľahšieho supera. A on trval na tom, že nie.
Kohout je brutální riziko.
A myslím, že i on si to uvědomuje, že to bylo vidět při tom stardownu, že byl nejistý.
Jetzt ist nicht an der Zeit zu reden. Jetzt ist an der Zeit, Taten folgen zu lassen. Ich habe einiges gut zu machen dieses Jahr. Ich danke euch, speziell euch hier oder zu Hause am Fernsehen. Vielen Dank. Komm. Komm, leg mal. Du bist zu nah, du bist zu nah. Du bist zu nah. Du bist zu nah. Du bist zu nah. Oh. Mein Sohn Maxim, natürlich, der schaut auf mich hoch. Hat natürlich auch die 2 Niederlagen mitbekommen. Das ist auch so eine kleine, wie soll ich sagen, eine Lernphase für ihn. Steh auf. Es ist nicht immer nur Sieg. Und das muss ich ihm erklären, dass man nicht nur gewinnen kann. Man muss auch verlieren können. Und das ist, will ich, dass er es sieht, dass es immer weitergeht. Ja? Sport, im Leben, egal wo.
Ich will nicht kämpfen.
Man sieht ja in seinen Kindern Parallelen und das ist bei ihm.
Schon immer erlebt den Sport durch und durch. Er ist ein richtiger Sportler. Die Familie, wir stehen alle hinter ihm, 100%.
Ten najväčší mindfuck na tomto celom je to, že on má peniaze, slávu, má všetko. On toto vôbec nemusí robiť.
Es ist kein Muss zu kämpfen. Ne? Ich müsste das nicht machen. Ich könnte trotzdem weiterhin in den Urlaub fliegen, weiterhin ein gutes Leben führen. Aber wie ich schon gesagt habe, ich habe diese Leidenschaft zu dem Sport. Lauf. Ich mache es deswegen, weil ich die Liebe zum Sport habe. Nicht, weil ich irgendwie das Gesicht sein will oder irgendjemandem was beweisen will. Muss ich nicht. Ich will durch Leistung glänzen. Gut, jetzt muss was geändert werden. Wenn jetzt nichts passiert, dann kannst du normalerweise deine Handschuhe an den Nagel hängen. Weil zur Lachnummer will ich mich auch nicht machen. Ich mache dieses Trainingscamp ein komplett anderes.
Das, was wir hier machen, ist ein extrem hohes Level an Intensität. Komm, halt zu! Außerdem ist der große Fokus hier drauf noch auf Explosivkraft, auf K.O.-Power. Noch mehr Wumms, jeder Schlag ein K.O.-Treffer, komm, bam! Und natürlich auch auf Kraftausdauer.
Komfortzone, das ist komplett raus aus der Komfortzone. Da gibt's keinen, oh, das ist Christian, wir machen locker. Nein, das ist Christian, wir machen noch mehr.
Er ist komplett bei der Sache. Es gibt keine Mädchen, der zieht voll durch.
Wir gehen in tiefe Gewässer rein und wir bleiben dort. Wir geben Vollgas.
If he want to push himself, he can win this fight easy. But it's all about mental, you know?
Verändert mein Mindset, verändert meinen Körper, verändert alles. Feuer ist wieder entfacht und das ist so mein Ding, wo ich sage, ich will das machen.
When you push yourself, it's enough. It's good. You need to improve in the fight. You need to fight smart.
Yes.
Ich bin mir sicher, dass Christian dieses Mal nichts anbrennen lässt, sondern dass er dieses Ding vorzeitig nach Hause bringt.
Und ich bin davon überzeugt, dass er es in Hamburg krachen lässt und Kohout keine Chance haben wird.
Also so wie dieser Mann sich vorbereitet im Moment, sage ich dir, ist er wieder auf dem Top-Level. Für 39 Jahre alt, muss man dazu sagen, ne?
Bin meinen Fans was schuldig. und es wird auf jeden Fall ein anderer Christian Eckerlin wie die letzten 2 Kämpfe.
Co je tady? Ryba, jo? A co to je?
Delfín.
A delfín je to ryba, ne?
No, Matouš je otec skvělej, protože myslím, že se toho ujmul už semičkou, vlastně, co se narodila od začátku, už na 100%.
Je to tak, že se snažím jako fakt být co nejvíc s ní. Uvědomuji si to, že ten dětský věk je fakt jenom jednou a uteče to strašně rychle.
Vždycky vymyslí prostě nějakou aktivitu. On jde si s ním prostě malovat, nebudou ven. To je v dnešní době opravdu jako výjimečný a za to se ho hrozně jako vážím jako otce, no.
Nacházím se akorát u mojí manželky v práci, jdu na dentální hygienu před zápasem, ať mám hezký úsměv.
Čistě si teď zuby?
Aha.
Jo, fakt.
Tím, že čekám druhé dítě, tak to mě jako sakra dost. Že se říká jedno dítě, žádný dítě a já tomu věřím, takže jsem teď jako sám zvědavej, co to bude za fušku.
Jsem ráda spíše, že to bude teď v tom březnu, protože vlastně porod mám někdy v květnu, takže to bude tak akorát. Takže si myslím, že i to vítězství by tak k tomu bylo jako takový hezký, no.
Další motor, jako proč chceš vyhrávat ty zápasy a být úspěšný v tom sportu. Někdo další na to bude koukat jako na ten vzor jednou.
Jo, tak placáka.
Dobrou hygienu. Je vidět, jaká je síla od toho OKTAGONu, že jsme byli na dovolený v Itálii a tam na mě němčeho, že jsem zápasník z OKTAGONu. Ještě teď po tom zápase se Eckerlinem, tak jaký to bude mít ještě jako dosah pro mě, no? To jsem jako sám zvědavý, kam to bude směřovat. Se může tou výhrou vlastně stát, co se stalo vlastně Hambáčovi. Ze dne na den se prostě stane hvězda.
Eckerlin je hodně hravý a prostě chce udělat hezký ten zápas. Matouš to má trošičku naopak. On prostě jde pro vítězství a jestli to bude hezký nebo ošklivý, ho nezajímá. Matouš má největší síla, je určitě jako fyzická kondice, pracovat ve vysokém tempu.
On začne v nějakém tempu a čím jde ten zápas vejš a vejš, tak on má superovej ten fyzický fond a umí to ještě stupňovat.
Díky tomu, že má tady boxerskou minulost, tak hodně dominuje, dokáže v tom klinči skvěle pracovat. Lokty, kolena, to je jeho doména.
Já hodně zlepšil tu obranu proti takedownům, takže když jsme spolu třeba v klinči upletivá, tak už je ho těžší hodit, než to bylo třeba na 2 roky nebo rok zpátky.
Ta cesta jako porazit je, protože je to v tlaku a být prostě jak tank. S tou hlavou udělá to, že to zase zabalí. Zase, on je ten v tom tlaku, ne já.
Das ist für jeden eine Riesenchance, eben den größten Star zu schlagen und dem auch so ein bisschen Hype zu klauen.
Asi jako trochu čekám nějaký tlak z těch diváků, ale zase je to možnost si je získat pro sebe a zrodí se ta nová hvězda.
Na tuto jednu noc to bude Christianové mesto. Všetky oči budú na ňom, ako si Christian Eckerlin povedie.
Er kann es wirklich kaum erwarten, wieder in Hamburg in den Käfig zu treten. Das Ganze wird auch wieder im Free TV sein. Auch das ist eine mega große Motivation.
Manchmal komplett surreal zu sehen, wo MMA heute steht. Jetzt im Free TV, RTL, das ist einfach der Wahnsinn.
Očekáváme přes 2 miliony lidí. Jo, v Evropě prostě není moc eventů, který 2 miliony lidí sledujou.
There are few people in sport who can create moments like this. Mighty
Kohout ist ein super Kämpfer. Der wird einen Druck bekommen, das hat er in seiner ganzen Karriere noch nicht erlebt. Wird kein Sieg für ihn sein.
Ta nejkrásnější vizualizace je to, že ho rozštípnu loktem a otevřu je konzervu.
That's a big elbow. That's a huge elbow. That is it. Oh, the mighty Rooster.
Wenn ich gewinne dort, ist das für mich persönlicher Erfolg. Wieder das gemacht zu haben, mehr ist es nicht. Wir kämpfen am 7.3. und dann gehen wir als Sieger raus und dann reden wir nochmal.
Experience the view from the front row with pay-per-view. Watch the tournament live at OKTAGON.tv.
Guys, let's talk about the title fight, what we got for Hamburg. Khurshed against Igor Severino. So who you got and why?
The only way I think Severino's gonna win is through quickness or through distance, like through cardio, stamina. But the thing is that when Khurshed hits you, it's gonna be really, really tough for him.
Khurshed Kakhorov hat in NRW mit dem Kampfsport angefangen, sich dort hochgekämpft. Irgendwann ist er international geworden und hat so international alle prestigeträchtigen Ligen eigentlich mitgenommen.
Ist das Finish? Ja! Khurshed Kakhorov!
He won the PFL European title. I think he's on a 4 or 5 fight win streak against some of the best in Europe.
But Severino is also the toughest opponent so far.
He's super young. If you compare what is his experience, it's unbelievable. Like he's 22, 23.
Yeah. Igor Severino is a UFC veteran.
The controversy that surrounds his ejection from the UFC, obviously biting his opponent in the cage.
It changed his world. There was so much hate for this young boy who made a mistake. And then, through martial arts, he rebuilt himself. We saw a boy become a man.
And Severino with the speed and the aggression is chasing right here.
Igor Severino hat sich jetzt seine Sporen verdient, die ersten Kämpfe bei Octagon gewonnen. Und er hat auf jeden Fall gezeigt, dass er das Zeug zum Champion hat.
Igor Severino!
Let's go, motherfucker! I am the champion!
I just think we've not seen the best of Severino yet. That's why I think this is a fight he can prove it.
But the fact his brother's on this card, I think that changes things as well, because his brother's one of his biggest motivations, why he got into the sport. And I think the fact that they've been training together makes me think that actually this is probably the most motivated, the most prepared we'll see Igor.
But it can be a stand-up fight, no?
It's real.
That's perfect.
I think for Khurshed, there's like, you could see his skills and his performance like skyrocket after he left Germany and went to training into the US. And he's got like, with Extreme Couture, he's got so many good training partners. So I'm pretty confident that he's gonna make it this one.
Dieses internationale Top-Level, wofür die Kämpfer früher immer ins Ausland reisen mussten, im Ausland trainieren und kämpfen mussten, dass wir jetzt die Möglichkeit haben, all das zu Hause in Deutschland zu erleben.
The odds are the same. 186 on both.
It's one of the best fights we can put on.
Really, really close in my opinion. Both of them could win it. I'm pretty sure the spectators will be the winner.
For fans to tune in and see these, even if they don't know these guys, by the end of it, they'll fall in love with them. This fight is, without a doubt, one of the most high-level fights you can put on in Europe.
Das ist der Kampf von zwei der am besten gerankten Kämpfer von ganz Octagon auf der internationalen Matrix gesehen ist.
Oh, there's the right hand.
Absolut unterhaltsamer Kampf wird, der wirklich alle Facetten von MMA zeigt. Und das wollen wir ja an dem Abend sehen, wenn es ins Free TV geht.
It's gonna be an advertisement for the future of European MMA.
Experience the view from the front row with pay-per-view. Watch the tournament live at OKTAGON.tv.
Viel Spaß, Freunde, und wir sehen uns gleich wieder.
Jetzt gibt's Beef. Unser Partner Kreuzers ist der Gourmet- und Premium-Fleisch-Online-Shop in Deutschland. Das beste Fleisch und die besten Lebensmittel mit bester Qualität direkt nach Hause in deine Küche oder auf den Grill. Scanne den QR-Code und registriere dich jetzt. Nur bei Octagon, hier und heute. 99 € Premium-Mitgliedschaft geschenkt. Volle 20% auf alle Lebensmittel und Bestellungen. Dauerhaft. Unter allen Registrierten verlosen wir gleich per Zufall im Publikum einen 500 € Direktgutschein für dich hier und jetzt. Also scanne den QR-Code und registriere dich, um dauerhaft Premium-Rabatt zu haben und 500 € Guthaben zu gewinnen. Viel Erfolg!
Octagon returns to Hamburg. A new ruler will seize the vacant bantamweight throne. Brazilian warrior Hannibal Igor Severino caused shockwaves after scoring a dominant victory over Mågård. He'll be put to the test by European champion and renowned finisher Khurshed Kakhorov. 2 elite fighters, 1 cage. Christian Eckerlin, the man who built the domestic scene, returns to the cage. After 2 consecutive losses, he's under huge pressure. He changed his preparation and will return to Hamburg fully determined to silence all those who doubt him. However, he'll have to overcome the mighty Matouš Kohout. The elite striker feels like he has the chance of a lifetime. A battle between 2 undefeated talents. Raul Lembaranski stormed into Octagon like a hurricane. He scored a win over the highly experienced Zaraeus, and with a score of 8-0, he's more than ready to claim his shot at the title. But the mighty gorilla is standing in his way. 2-time amateur world champion Ali Gunduz has finished 5 of his 6 fights before the limit. Domestic star Dennis Ilbai returns to the cage. Things have not been easy for El Pistolero recently, but now he wants to draw a line under those unfortunate defeats. However, a ferocious shootout awaits him in the cage when he takes on a fired-up Polish warrior. Adrian Hamerski is always out for blood, having finished 5 of his 6 fights by knockout. This duel could be over very quickly. The war of the heavyweights. German Viking Ruben Wolf returns to the cage after a 2-year hiatus. Inside the cage, he'll face off against Olatubi Kalajai, a former kickboxer who never backs down. He's defeated 8 opponents with devastating knockouts. Matador Marek Bartel will enter his 17th duel inside the Octagon cage. The executioner of German fighters returns to the welterweight division to score another big win. He'll welcome the champion of a domestic organization by the name of Tyrone Pfeiffer into the Octagon cage. A talented young guy who's heading towards the top tier of the division. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 85, Severino versus Kakhorov. Purchase the pay-per-view and be transported to the front row seat for the entire tournament on OKTAGON.tv.
Herzlich willkommen, hello and welcome, krásný dobrý večer. This is our 3 languages, also Slovakian, but I don't know how to say it. My name is Ondřej, this is Brian Lacey, English voice of Octagon. Hello, Brian.
Good to see you. I'll say it just in English for you though, Ondřej.
Yeah, just in English. And herzlich willkommen to German voice of Octagon, Philipp Harburger.
Thanks for having me again, and I mean, let's check out the crowd. Freunde, seid ihr bereit für Octagon 85? Dankeschön, das hört man gern.
Something is free somewhere, yeah? Okay, so Hamburg was amazing for us for the first time, and we believe it's gonna be the same for the second time. But hopefully for German fans, the atmosphere will be different in the end. But we will start on the top of this creme de la creme card, because I believe that we got 11 unbelievable fights, and we will start with the title fight. 2 guys which compared together has got 22 wins, 17 finishes, only 2 losses, each side only 1 loss. the last one before 4 years. So Kakhorov against Severino is amazing fight, and I got it 50-50. I really don't know who's going to be win, Brian.
It's one of the best main events we've ever put on. The way we talked about it in the commentary meeting, none of us could really pick a side to win. You look at Kakhorov, what he's done in Europe already, won that PFL European title, the power he has in his hands at bantamweight, 9 knockouts on his record. But Igor Severino is a virtuoso of a martial artist. He's had his ups and downs in and out of the cage, but on his night, he is phenomenal.
It is Brazilian Hannibal, unbelievable cardio, but will be enough cardio and his age 22 against 33 years old killer?
You know, from everybody who I talked to who was training with Khurshed Kakhorov, they said, when this guy attacks you, you don't know who you are and what year it is. It is absolutely astonishing that he can cause this disorientation, and I think he's going to bring this kind of chaos into the cage, and probably that, especially with his experience, is going to be too much for Severino, to be honest.
Okay, we will see. So we got a tip.
Yep.
And co-main event, our first fight on RTL3. Again, we are live on RTL3, and first fight after 11 hours will be Christian Eckerlin here in Hamburg. Again, not against Slovak fighter, but against Czech fighter Matouš Kohout. He picked himself the toughest opponent what was there in front of him, but to me, Christian looks completely different than the last years.
Yeah, he's made big changes, moving away from UFD gym, still affiliated there, obviously, but putting himself outside his comfort zone to train with the Ilbais, to be with Garrett, to be that person that has to be hungry again to make this walk. He's talked about this, about being a fight for redemption. That's what he wants to do, not just for himself, but for these fans. They support him every city we go to, and tonight he wants to give him a little gift back.
I would say, Philip, that sparkle is back. Sparkle is there. Christian looks crazy, tough, you know, and prepared and motivated. And we will see the walkout, because as we know, the walkout is really important for Christian. If the energy will be there, and maybe the crowd should help him, or if the energy will be low in his eyes and in the body movement, what do you think about it?
Look, man, this guy doesn't need to fight. He might as well be sitting on the beach drinking margaritas, but at 39 years of age, he got self-reflected, made some changes, got in here again, and I think the fans are going to appreciate the hell out of this one. So if his mindset is right, I think this is going to be a great night for him.
But Kohout, I know him for 20 years. He's unbelievable. He was Muay Thai world champion, European champion, Czech champion. He beat almost everyone in Muay Thai. He's got elbows like nobody in octagon, and he can hurt you from the position where you are not expecting that the elbow will come.
He's one of the most battle-tested fighters we've got in this promotion. Over 80 Muay Thai fights. He is the underground king in octagon. To win that title, he beat Ronnie Paradisa. We've seen already his elbows on display against Ardash. That was a phenomenal knockout. If he comes, and this is a big fight for him, that motivation to fight Christian Eckerlin. This is the biggest crowd, the biggest spotlight he's ever had, and he's loving every second. If he is as violent as we know he could be, it could make it his night.
And also, it's not easy to put him on the ground because he's training with takedown machine, Kozma, Kincel, the biggest Czech fighters what we got in the first top 50 on the world. So what's going to be the strategy for Christian? Stand-up fight or put him on the ground?
Look, I mean, he's been working with Garib Ilbay, who is a well-known boxing trainer, worked with Dennis Ilbay, his son, and I think they were working pretty much on his boxing, on his defense, on his stance, and this is going to be what he wants to showcase tonight. I think he's going to look to outmaneuver, outbox him, but he needs to be smart because, as you mentioned, these elbows and knees from Kohout, they are just devastating.
So these two fights will be on RTL3, but before we got 9 others fights. And guys, we can talk hours about this card, but I want you to pick one dark horse for you.
Listen, I'm going to go right to the second fight of the night. We're going to do Sean Da Silva versus Igor Severino's brother, Mateusz Severino. Mateusz has held 3 belts in Brazil. He's got a wild style. He's, you know, frenetic in the cage, but Da Silva has been waiting for this moment. He's already dominated back in England in Cage Warriors. He's only lost once to Lonnie Kavanagh, but he's seen what Octagon is. He's seen the opportunity, and coming out of Planet Eater Gym, I think this is the perfect stage for Da Silva.
Absolutely. What is your dark horse in this race?
My dark horse is definitely going to be Bartel versus Pfeiffer, because Tyrone Pfeiffer making his first fight in Octagon today, I think many people underestimate this guy simply because he's such a kind person. But let me tell you one thing, he has the ability to chop down big guys as if they were trees. falling apart. And this is probably something that is very good against a guy like Marek Bartel, who also, like in his last fight, made a devastating knockout against Kennedy Ryombar with a spinning back elbow. So I think this is going to be one hell of a banger.
I would say, like, I got many women's fight definitely, but if I need to say one, then it's Raul Lembaranski against Gindis, the gorilla, because these two guys never lost a fight. Raul is 9-0 or 8-0?
8-0.
8-0,
yeah.
he wants to be a 9, and gorilla is 6-0, so they basically don't know how to lose. But tonight, one of them is gonna be a new feeling. Yeah. So we are ready. I believe that you are ready. Hamburg, if you are ready, we can start. This is Octagon 85.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Octagon 85 here in Hamburg. Myself, Luke Barnett, on the mic. Alongside me, very shortly, will be Mr. Brian Lacey. We will be here to take you through the action tonight. We have 11 bouts. Very, very excited from top to bottom. Ended with a title fight for the bantamweight title. And Hamburg has always been good to us. We are sold out tonight, Brian. And the atmosphere is fantastic already. Crowd has come early tonight.
Yeah, 15,000 strong this arena will be by the end of the night. And again, on live, it's free-to-air TV for the second time as Eckerlin takes on Kohout, and we got that title fight, Igor Severino versus Kakhorov. But before we get to the fights, talk us through the rules of the Octagon cage, Lubana.
Mixed martial arts will take place in the Octagon, which is a circular-shaped cage. Standing up techniques will be utilized: boxing, Thai boxing, karate, and many others. And if the fight continues onto the ground, all the grappling techniques will be utilized: sambo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and everything else. Fights are contested over 3 5-minute rounds, apart from our main event tonight, which will be 5 5-minute rounds. And the fights can be won by knockout, TKO, submission, on points, or the referee can stop it for many other reasons. The deciding factors are effective striking and damage. Damage is the #1. After damage, it's controlling the Octagon real estate and looking to finish the fight. Hasten to finish the fight, to try and get in there, being aggressive and trying to put on a show and a fight for the fans at home. So everything in the cage is all about winning and getting the fight done as early as possible. All of the elbows now are allowed. The 12-6 downward elbow is no longer illegal. And knees to the head have to have 3 points of contact on the ground with the lower body, so hands do no longer count. Needs to be knees, ankles, hips, has to be to count as a grounded opponent.
So you join us live from the Barclays Arena. What a night we have. And for me, Luke, it feels special. I know we've got the free-to-air TV at the top. That's a huge moment yet again for the evolution of German MMA. But you look at the fight card, you look at the undercard, the prelims all the way through to those top 2 fights. There's something in the air, Luke.
Something in the air, and the quality is very, very high tonight. 11 bouts, and all of them are top tier from start to finish, and very, very exciting. A lot of finishes on this card, Brian. Who's the fight you're looking forward to the most?
Well, look, we've talked about a lot of the fights already, but a couple of the other nuggets, the golden nuggets in there. Frimpong versus Ciganek. That's come in. That didn't even exist a week ago. His opponent, Jacobi Frimpong's, came out. Unfortunately, got illness. We wish him well. But Ciganek, the Slovakian samurai, has stepped in. And for me, they've known each other for years. Ciganek was an Irish champion. Frimpong wanted to fight him back in those days. But now they get to settle it here on short notice for Ciganek. But he brings a lot of problems to Dennis Frimpong.
A lot of problems, and was preparing in camp as well, helping others prepare for tonight. So not coming completely out of shape, but I think that's going to be a very, very interesting one indeed.
So this is our undercard. We take a look at that. 5 fights will see us through to the main card. Obodzie versus Horvath, both making their professional debuts here. Da Silva versus Severino, flyweight fireworks for sure. Then we have Smolkova taking on Stephanie Egger, former UFC fighter, former number 11 in the world. A big test for the sweetheart of Slovakia, Smolkova. There's the fight I talked about. Catchweight bout of Dennis Frimpong and Ciganek. And then Mohamed Valid takes Abdul Sultani on in our feature preliminary bout. I'll throw it to you, Luke. What's the fight you are looking forward to?
I mean, you stole mine with Frimpong versus Ciganek, so I think the first fight of the night is Obodzie coming in and making his debut. There's a lot of hype behind him. I'm very excited for that one.
Wow, look at that. There we go. Teeing us up nicely, Luke Barnett, as we roll into the first fight of the night. Michael Obodzie was the first man ever to step in the cage as an amateur for Octagon. He took just 19 seconds to knock out Kirill Negru, the former world champion amateur. And now he's moving to a pro debut. Sebastian Horvath has stepped in on short notice as well. He comes from a kickboxing background, but tonight he is entering the full world of MMA.
Michael Obodzie made history after we witnessed the first amateur duel to go down in the octagon cage. But Obodzie wasn't intimidated by Negru's amateur world champion or European titles, and delivered a massive shock. In just 19 seconds, he scored a brutal KO win over Negru and stole the spotlight.
Schlafen! Meine Güte, was war das denn bitte?
This time, Obodzie has decided to enter a new era, and now his professional debut awaits him. And in a game that doesn't forgive mistakes, he'll be put to the test by the Slovak talent, Sebastian Horvath. He also awaits his pro debut, but he's been involved in combat sports for years and already has experience from the ring. In kickboxing and boxing, Horvath has shown huge potential and devastating knockout power, which he'll be looking to employ inside the cage. The ruthless striker accepted this fight just a few days ago and sees it as a huge opportunity. He fully intends on starting this chapter of his career with a bang and wants to show Octagon fans that he is the real deal.
First up to make their way to the cage here in the Barclays Arena is Sebastian the Gypsy Pitbull Horvath. This is a young man who is born to fight. You look at his eyes yesterday at the weigh-in when they had the stare downs at the ceremonial in the evening. He's got that fire in him. He's got that belief that his Pitbull name comes from that fight style he has, and he has already achieved a lot in kickboxing, boxing. He's had a couple of amateur MMA fights, but he has been training this sport. He feels this is the sport which allows him to be free. It's as close to a street fight as you can get, Luke, and he is a guy that thrives in that competition. He might be the smaller in stature, but in mindset, he believes he's the big dog tonight.
And that's what he needs right now, coming in here. Mindset, owning up the night. First fight for us. You know, everyone counting him out. Such late replacement, last moment. But like you said, coming in with that street fighter spirit. They're the dangerous ones. Nothing to lose, nothing to worry about, and can come in here and really just enjoy this moment as it looks like he is right now, and put on a show and stamp his name in Octagon history.
Let's give you some of the stats. So amateur MMA, a record of 7-2. Started at age 15 in Muay Thai and kickboxing. Has had multiple fights in that discipline. Is the two-time amateur Muay Thai champion in Slovakia and the Slovakian amateur K1 kickboxing champion. A record of 7-0 in that sport, 5-1 in Muay Thai. I mean, he is, you know, already tasted the fire of multiple combat sports, and the way he jumped into this fight, when you talk to the matchmaker, it's hard to find somebody that will take on somebody of the stature and also the momentum, you know, career-wise that Obodzie is on. This guy didn't take more than 30 minutes to talk to his team, get back to the matchmaker, and then pack a bag for Hamburg.
And that's a fighter's fighter. That's the mentality that we like here at Octagon MMA. Andre Novotny for sure likes that sort of mentality. Now let's see if he can deliver. He gets to spend that time underneath the bright lights, be here on this huge platform, on this huge stage to open us up, but he's got to deliver as well. And I feel like he's going to cause problems for Obodzie early. We saw a very, very quick finish from him. I'd like to see him be pushed a little bit more in this one, and this could be the man to do it.
Yeah, and Obodzie for taking this fight as well. This is a dangerous test because this guy is, you know, he's a pure fighter. He is somebody that will bring the fight to Obodzie. He will not have to be somebody you have to seek out and you know, worry about strategy. This guy's going to stand, he's going to bang, and he's going to look to knock Obodzie out. So from both sides, for them to accept this fight on this sort of short notice, I love it, Luke.
And he looks in phenomenal shape for such a short notice matchup, so obviously putting in the work in the gym.
In Cologne last year, this man was the first man to step into the Octagon cage as an amateur. He was taking on Kirill Negru, multiple-time German champion. I believe the world amateur champion at IMAF as well. And everybody was staring at the other side of the cage, waiting for something great to happen from this kid. And in 19 seconds, Michael Obodzie stole his thunder, caught that spotlight and the eyes of the matchmakers. They spoke to him, I think it was a week, 2 weeks after, and said, look, we're that impressed. If you want to go pro, we got a spot for you. And here he is, Luke, making that walk, not as an amateur fighter, but as a professional mixed martial artist.
Yeah, pro debut, first one of the night for Obodzie. Already opened us up once, so he's used to this environment, used to this energy, and being the first fight of the night. Sometimes when you're an amateur and you turn pro, it's actually quite strange because in your amateur career, you garner some success, you start being higher up on the cards, and then all of a sudden your first fight of the night again as a pro, and it can really throw you off. So that's his last outing for us, was first fight of the night. He's back here again to open up the show. And opening up the show does have its own kind of unique pressure in itself. And I think he's got a kind of bit of pressure on him because it was such a fast finish last time. And sometimes when you get those sort of knockouts, people will expect it from you again. So hopefully he comes in here with a mature head. He's got a dangerous man in front of him who's going to bring the fight to him. I believe being a counter striker in this and using that reach and using very clever footwork will put him ahead. I'm sure they've thought about that. The team are very, very smart behind Obodzie, so I'm excited to see how he performs.
Let's talk about that team. Phoenix Sport Academy in Kassel. What a team that is. I spoke to Marinko and Rico in his corner. Just a great vibe about that gym. There's no egos. There's pure talent. It's all about the hard work ethic, and it's all about taking young men, young women into this sport and making them the best they can be, not just in the cage, but outside the cage as well. Really love what they're building there at Phoenix Sports Academy. We see the tail of the tape here, 21 versus 21. The big number that you'll see there is 190 against 180 in height, both making their pro debut, but the tip sport odds heavily favouring Michael Obodzie. So, set and ready we are. This is the first fight of the night here at Octagon 85, our second trip to Hamburg and into the Barclays Arena. We will get this night underway. 11 fights for you to sit back and enjoy, including those 2 top fights that will be on free-to-air TV again, including that bantamweight title. But let's get this underway. To do that, let's hand it for the first time tonight to Mr. Andrei Novotny.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, welcome in the great city of Hamburg, Germany. We are ready for Octagon 85, and this is our free prelims fight on YouTube. Welterweight bout, 3 5-minute round, and the referee in charge is Josef Loach. Let me introduce you, both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He's 21 years old, stands 180 centimeters tall, weighed in 76.8. Represents Centurion Fight Club. Coaches in his corner are Stevo Novotný and Pavel Horvath. This is his first professional fight, fighting out of Slovakia. Sebastian Gypsy Pitbull Horvath. Across the cage, in the red corner, 21 years old, 190 centimeters tall, weighed in 77.5. Represents Phoenix Sports Academy Kassel. Coaches in his corner are Hosin Agozul, Rico Neymarevic, and Marinko Neymarevic. This is his first professional fight, representing Neruda Cup team Tip Sport and fighting out of Germany. Michal OBG Obodzie.
Fighters who know the rules, follow my commands. Stop is stop, fight hard, fight fair, touch your gloves, and go back to the corner. Good luck.
Set and ready we are. Joseph Loach has the first assignment of the night in the Octagon cage. Horvath beating down on the canvas there in the blue corner, taking on Michael Obodzie. He is in the red corner. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett. Set and ready we are. I'm excited for this one. Since he got in the cage, Horvath has not taken his eyes off Michael Obodzie, Luke.
Both coming out in traditional stances. Obodzie starting with a low kick and drops his man. Very interesting here, and they go back and forth.
Straight away, we're into a gunfight again. Puts him to the mat with one of the...
Hey, big right hand!
Big right hand! Huge moment here for Horvath. That's the danger of fighting a man like that in this way, Luke.
Horvath, a 6-1 outsider as well. Huge odds for Tip Sport to get this one. Obodzie now been mounted and trying to find an escape, grabbing onto the body, just trying to clear his head for a moment. Going to try and shrimp and get his hips out, but Horvath has found a very, very good position early here.
Yeah, early, and again, you look at the start of the fight twice. Those kicks from Obodzie put Horvath to the canvas.
Almost like he slipped as well. Yeah. He just couldn't find his balance, and he landed that big overhand, and Obodzie in a lot of trouble.
Caught him coming in, and again, we know that Sebastian Horvath loves these wild shootouts. That's where he thrives, and he showed exactly why there. And again, we're seeing two people make their pro debuts. For Michael Obodzie, he's got that reach advantage, that massive reach advantage. You'd like to see him use that, right?
Yeah, completely taken away now, and actually makes it more difficult to try and escape these positions if you've got good hips. Horvath right now, hips are in great position, and Obodzie really struggling, and this is going to make you tired and stressed, and he's really using athleticism to get back up. He managed to get it there, which is a shame. Because Horvath had great position, and it kind of just felt like he got shoved off. Technically a bit of an error, but Obodzie now has a point to prove with this ground and pound.
Oh, heavy shots.
Wait, big knee.
That's to the midsection. Picked his target well, and again.
Needs to be careful without rushing in.
Whoa! Wow! Wow! He was tested. He was tested at the start. But he came back and delivered another crazy KO inside the octagon cage.
What? It was a right hand, I think. A straight right as he came walking onto it. Out of nowhere. Obodzie. But like you said, tested, damaged. Like, struggled there. It was a wild fight. That's what Horvath brings. We knew he would. The energy that he was giving us from the moment he stepped into the cage, he delivered. Short notice, came in here, left on his shield. Yeah, like a proper fighter. I like that. And Obodzie, you know, had problems. Somehow athletically got out of that mounted position. That was where the error was made. And Horvath got caught flying forward, I think. I can't wait to see the replay.
Yeah, you see Horvath as well. Talking about that left shoulder, maybe on the fall, on the way down, or even just throwing as heavy as he was might cause damage to that.
They didn't give me a chance to warm up my vocal cords, and I feel like my throat's in trouble already. Here we see it. This was early on when he dropped him with a couple of kicks. You can see the killer instinct in Obodzie, though. As soon as he sees something, he really does throw a lot of energy into it. And here's that right hand, I think. Unless, well, yeah, he got caught and gets dropped and somehow survives this position. Horvath takes the mount. Here's some brutal ground and pound. This was almost just out of frustration. And here's the right
Here's the one. There we go, right
behind the ear, perfectly placed, and met him at the same time. That's why the energy is of them colliding together is where that knockout come from. It wasn't that clean. Horvath was still alive, still conscious, but you could tell he didn't want any more. Referee, perfect job jumping in.
There we go, there's the stats. I'm sure there was more punches thrown than that, but anyway, what a night for Michael Obodzie. And when he harnesses that power that he has, and I'm talking about, you know, that wild way he came forward, when he starts putting it together technically, and that fight IQ.
Yeah, prospect, a big prospect. Like you said, the IQ is what he's lacking a little bit, but there's not. We've seen him twice. Once amateur, once a pro, both finishing first round knockouts. There's not many people on the planet that can do that.
Yeah.
You know, knocking out another human being is not as easy as you think. It's very, very tough to do it consecutively that way. So has the raw talent, needs to sharpen and clean it, but let's give him a moment right now. 1-0 as a pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute and 53 seconds in the very first round, the winner by KO, Michael Obodzie.
Michael Obodzie, wow, was für eine Leistung. Und ich meine, wir haben dich letztes Mal schon in Köln gesehen.
What a performance. We already saw you in Cologne last time. You won after 19 seconds. So are you planning on keeping on going?
Well, first of all, thank you to everybody in my corner. Rico, Hussein, everybody who came out to support me. All my boys. Hi, over there. You're here. Let's go. But of course, respect to my opponent for taking this on last minute. Not everybody would have done this. Both of us had a tough camp and we worked hard.
Let's take a look at the KO. That was a textbook example. It looked like you were kind of in trouble there, but then you got him right on the ear and he just dropped to the ground. Do you think that was because you had better distance from him, or why did you do that?
Well, at the beginning, I really wanted this. I gave him a shot, I went for a finish, but it didn't land. And I saw my coach, he told me exactly what he thought about my poor attempt, but then I put my head in the game and then it worked out.
So
as we said, you got into trouble at the beginning of the round, so what was it like? Did you still keep your concentration, your focus, and you got back fast?
I didn't even notice I was back in the game.
Yeah, that's great, you're a tough guy it seems. So we're standing here right now with these beautiful atmosphere here in the arena. This is still new to you, so let's give you the last word for the fans.
Come on! Also bis zum nächsten Mal. Herzlichen Glückwunsch und wir freuen uns auf deine nächste Performance hier.
Hopefully see you next time, and we can't wait to see you again in the cage. Michael Obodzie.
Wow, absolutely the total package, the way he looks. And again, you've got to meet him outside the cage. One of the most humble, gentle, beautiful human beings you will meet, and then turns into that, Luke. Turns into a guy who can switch your lights off with that type of power.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
And you can see that he has that killer instinct, like I said, and you can see that he wants it. He wants to finish, and that's why he goes after him and gets it. Very, very impressive to see him deal with the hard, the hard moments, come back, get that knockout finish, crisp, clean, and then good on the mic as well.
Octagon 88, the night of hometown heroes is coming. The freshly crowned champion, Mågård in Hanover. His challenge is already waiting. Johnny Palakai.
Johnny Palakai!
6 wins in a row in Octagon. Now he fights for the title in front of his home crowd. From Varenveld to Lake Massey, from Krepke to the Expo grounds, Fight School Hanover is sending their best to the cage. Hugo Vac,
German Tarzan,
Hadziak Zeka, Arijan Sadikovic. And when the lights in the arena go up, there's one name that can't be left out. Jan Holzer. May 16th, ZAG Arena Hanover, Octagon 88, the night of hometown heroes. Get your tickets now at octagontickets.de.
May 16th, that is right, we are back in the ZAG Arena, back in Hanover, and there's a belt on the line. Johnny Palakai, one of the first fighters to come up and through Fight School Hanover, the nephew of David Palakai, the guy who runs that, will be fighting for that belt against Machaev. On top of that, Sadikovic will be there, Hugo Vac is back, Akessa is on the card for the first time, big talk about him. And then Luke, Jan Holzer making his debut for Octagon. He won't be carrying Max Holzer on his shoulders. He's stepping into the cage in the black and yellow.
A big mutant version of Max Holzer. That's what he looks like to me, like twice the size, though. Yeah, excited for that one. I mean, for me, Hugo Vac is the biggest prospect Octagon has right now. I'm very, very excited to see him come back, but that card is stacked from top to bottom. And the main event, that title, that's fire right now.
There we go. So that is May 16th. Get your tickets. Come join us in Hanover. What a night that will be. And what a fight we have next. This in the flyweight division. 2 guys making their debuts. 2 super exciting fighters. They are big personalities. Sean Marcos da Silva. He has Brazilian roots, but will be flying the German flag here, taking on Matouš Severino, the brother of Igor Severino. He's been side by side with his brother throughout that journey, but tonight he will be earlier on the card looking for victory. But Sean Marcos da Silva will make his debut.
The Severino family is aiming to conquer not only Octagon's bantamweight division, but now the flyweight ranks as well. At the Hamburg event, fans will also see the brother of the famous Igor, Matouš Severino. The Brazilian is a ruthless fighter through and through. Of his 14 wins, 10 have come inside the distance. Severino is a well-rounded fighter who capitalizes on every mistake his opponents make. He's endured several tough battles on home soil, holding titles in 3 different organizations. He is steadily approaching the world's top 100, and given his resume, has only the highest of ambitions. In the Barclays Arena, elite German flyweight, Sean Marcos da Silva will attempt to knock the cockiness out of the self-assured Severino. The 29-year-old entered the organization with a record of 7 wins and just 1 defeat. In the cage, he's known for his strong striking and particularly punishing knees. A fight that could shake up the flyweight division.
The first of 2 Severinos who will make their way towards the octagon cage tonight. And Matouš Severino, he is a flyweight but a huge personality. His fight style is wild and crazy. He has been in martial arts since he was a kid. He is also the inspiration for Igor Severino in multiple ways. Igor used to watch his brother train, sit on the side of the mat, and eventually